Now, the Russian President Vladimir Putin has said that his country is in fact ready to use nuclear weapons if the Russian state is threatened. But he's also added that there's no such a need for this yet. In our top story, of course, we decode as to what Vladimir Putin said about the probability of the use of nuclear weapons. What is Russia's nuclear strength, and also how does it compare with the NATO bloc led by the United States of America? Our next report gets you more details.
We are ready to use weapons, including any weapons, including those you mentioned, if we are talking about the existence of the Russian state, about damaging our sovereignty and independence.
Russian President Vladimir Putin is once again talking about nuclear war. In a special pre-poll interview to Russian state media, Putin claimed Moscow is ready to use its nuclear weapons if there is a threat to Russia. But in the same breath, he added that there has never been such a need. The president's comments are in line with Russia's nuclear doctrine that says Russia can use atomic weapons in response to a first nuclear strike on its territory or infrastructure. It can also use nuclear weapons if the existence of the Russian state is threatened by nuclear or conventional weapons. Stakes for a possible nuclear conflict have never been higher in recent decades. Last month, in his State of the Nation address, Putin even warned the West that deepening its involvement in the fighting in Ukraine will risk a nuclear war. NATO members France and Poland have openly admitted that sending allied troops is not out of the question. A recent German army audio leak also suggested a greater British and French involvement with Kyiv.
This could lead to serious geopolitical consequences because if, say, Polish troops enter the territory of Ukraine, as they say, to cover the Ukrainian-Belarusian border or some other places in order to free up Ukrainian military contingents to participate in hostilities on the contact line, then I think that Polish troops will never leave.
At the end of the Cold War, Russia inherited the Soviet Union's nuclear weapons, giving it the world's biggest nuclear arsenal. The Federation of American Scientists says that at present, Moscow has about 5,580 nuclear warheads. 1,710 of these strategic warheads are deployed. Some 870 on land-based ballistic missiles, 640 on submarine-launched ballistic missiles, and possibly 200 at heavy bomber bases. As compared to Russia, the NATO bloc, specifically the US, UK and France, has 5,559 nuclear warheads. Russia and the US combined possess 88% of the world's inventory of nuclear weapons. Both countries continue to test and develop more of them. President Putin in his interview commented on it too. He said the United States is also developing nuclear forces, but that doesn't mean they are ready to launch a nuclear war tomorrow.
They are now setting the task of increasing modernity and novelty, and they have corresponding plans. We know this too. They are developing all their components, and so are we.
In the interview, Putin asserted that Moscow will achieve its goals in Ukraine. He also bluntly warned Kyiv's Western allies on red lines.
As to the states that say they have no red lines regarding Russia, they should realize that Russia won't have any red lines regarding these states either.
Russia maintains that its doors are open for peace talks, but it will hold on to its gains and will insist on firm guarantees from the West. Bureau Report, WION World is One.
WION is now available in your country. Download the app now and get all the news on the move.